I'm stupid enough to think in my head, I wonder how long, the longest it's taken for the fans to have to sit down after a point. I thought we were going to set that record tonight. But listen, that's a talented team. I know I talked about that yesterday. They're playing really good basketball right now. Give credit to Buzz and their staff and their players for continuing to fight and battle. And, they went out the first 8 or 9 minutes of the second half, and they got everything. They got all the loose balls. We couldn't finish possessions. I didn't like our body language. I talked about that in the huddle. We were down 3, and looking at their faces, it felt like we were down 20. So once we fixed that and started rebounding the ball, that got us out in transition. I told them, you can't run if you can't get the ball. And once we did, that got us loose a little bit. They crashed everybody, and that Sam made a couple big plays to keep a couple balls alive. He and Solomon Washington were going to after one, and you don't beat Solomon Washington very often for a loose ball, but that was a huge play that Sam got Braden to dunk on. It got the crowd into it. Our crowd was phenomenal all game long. Keeping us, these 6 o'clock games are tricky. You got people coming from work. They maybe don't get out to the bars like they do before the 8 o'clock game, but we haven't played a lot of that over the course of the year. They responded on the fly. We worked on it and shoot around today, and they adjusted well.
The last 5 or 6 minutes when you were able to kind of seal it just came down to hustle and effort.
I thought that was the number, absolutely 100% of why we were able to get the lead and then pull away a little bit there towards the end. It was the hustle plays, and it was the rebounding, and we were more physical than we had been in the first part of the second half. And I told them before the game, if we win the glass, we're going to win the game, and I think we won it by 1. So, we found a way to continue to compete when things weren't looking great out there. And, again, give Maryland a lot of credit. These guys are competing at a very high level right now.
How big of a spark did Braden provide tonight, not just with his points, but just with his energy?
Yeah, I thought Braden gave great energy. He was the one really that took the lid off for us in that first half. The high-level dunk that he had, getting the ball on the inbounds play. And, I thought he was all over the place. You can tell how much better he's feeling. He went through a little bit of a struggle, but a lot of that had to do with his ankle and his knee. You can see he's feeling pretty much back to 100%. His shot, his balance looks a lot better. And he was a monster all night.
Price's best shooting night, but it seemed like he made a lot of just winning plays with taking the ball to the rim and rebounds. I guess, what did you say about him kind of adjusting to still make a big impact even when the 3?
Yeah, I love what do you have, 8 defensive rebounds? Yeah, those are huge for Price to get in there and battle on the boards. He had 0 at Iowa, and then the last game he had 9, and then this game he had 8. So he's definitely trending in the right direction on that. We need him on the boards, and I did think he made some really good takes to the basket. And his shots, listen, those things missed by a millimeter, it looked like out there. So, again, good resolve. Good overall effort defensively. I was pleased for the most part, with the exception of that 8 or 9 minute stretch in the second half.
6 assists for Jammarcus tonight. How have you seen him take strides as a facilitator? Only 3 points.
Yeah, it was good to see. Obviously Jammarcus had been sick. He didn't get any reps the last couple days, and for him to be able to go out and play and have the type of impact he did, without being there when we put the game plan in and not getting any reps, he really just watched film with the staff to learn the offensive and defensive game plans. And I think that shows his maturity. It shows his IQ, that he's able to go out there and execute without getting live reps. And his assists, even though he didn't shoot the ball great, I thought he was a huge key because he played with great pace and he made the right play.
Mills had that little flurry of scoring and was generally quiet the rest of the game. What do you think you're able to adjust and do on him?
Yeah, he's a hell of a player, and he made some tough shots, some contested ones. He hit one right at the end of the shot clock, but that's what he's been doing. He's averaging almost 25 these last 4 games, and what did he have tonight? 19. Yeah, I could put my glasses on and look at this, but I don't want to right now, so I'll just keep asking you guys. But yeah, he's 19, but we made him work for it. He made us, because of he and Saunders, we had to switch our defense. We had no chance of stopping those guys, and just switching that up to go zone, and then man throughout the possession was a good adjustment, and it did slow him down a little bit. But if we would have stayed man, he would have had 50.
What's the importance of this group having this win-at-all-cost mindset when you're about to enter a postseason where it's
Yeah, I mean it's huge, and again, you're going to face pressures like this as you finish off the regular season and go into the postseason. You know, I talked to him just right now in the locker room about how excited I am to go on this road trip with them. It's a great bonding opportunity for our guys at the end of the year. Spend a lot of time with each other. You know, we'll have some activities for them when we're on the road to keep them occupied, and you know, it's a great time really to you know, make sure we're 100% together as we finish off our season. Obviously, we have 3 very important games left as we finish this off, and then you know, hopefully with 2 postseasons. So you know, it's an exciting time of year, and the fact that we're still playing for something very important is awesome. And I'm proud of these guys, and you know, you can't get satisfied, which they're not. Got to bounce back with 2 good days of preparation heading into USC.
Obviously, fast break points, you guys won 10-1, and points in the paint 26-14. How much more of a focus was it to get in the paint against that?
Yeah, we didn't settle in the second half, and really we just went to a very simple offense. We ran a drag screen, either threw ahead and attacked the baseline, or we got the ball to Rink in the pocket and then played off of him from there. And I thought we cut well and slashed well when the ball did get into the pocket. But, yeah, our guys, again, for the way that they were taking us out of things with their switching, you know, to make that adjustment to get the ball to Rink, or to get that high-low flash, you know, certainly flipped our offensive production and our efficiency in the second half.
Talk to you before USC. Do you have any initial impressions about the Trojans?
Yeah, really, really talented, and they, yeah, it's an unbelievable talented roster. I haven't dug in too much yet. I rarely get ahead when you know, when we had a big one that we had to. You know, be 100% on point for with this Maryland game, and we'll really get rolling into USC tonight. But yeah, it's a very well coached team with Muss, and I think as talented as any team in the league. Thanks, guys.
So Coach Williams next.
Just because of their ball and body movement. But I think defensively, they're just as unique. I think that some of those transition threes that we gave up in the first half off live ball turnovers are just hard to overcome. I know that they shoot a lot of threes, but when you give them the ball and they're able to shoot it early in the clock in an uncontested broken floor, I thought that was probably the difference in that run in the first half. I know we started with consecutive stops, but we turned the ball over at too high of a rate on the road against them, and then we didn't get fouled near enough to give us a chance.
Last saw Nebraska 2 years ago in
Yeah.
the NCAA tournament. How similar, different was this team compared to that?
I love Coach. I think he's all that's right about college athletics. I think he speaks the truth, lives the truth. I think he still cares about people, whether they're young or old. And so there was a lot going on in college athletics the last time we played Nebraska, specific to Nebraska and specific to Texas A&M. But I've known Coach since I was at Marquette and he was at Iowa State, actually since he was with the T-Wolves. I've just always had great appreciation and admiration for who he is. I mentioned to him pregame, I said, I know you're not going to tell me everything, but I started our prep by watching the game. And I haven't unpacked all of my boxes yet. So it was just kind of off memory because I couldn't find all of my stuff. And then I began to watch their last 5 games. And I said, Coach, it seems like you're a little more committed to the low man like we were when we played last time. He said, yeah. And I said, looks like your ball screen coverage is a lot more aggressive than the last time. Yeah. And I said, offensively, it looks the same. I know your son kind of changes the ambiance a little bit, but I really enjoy studying them. I do not like playing against them. Similar to, he was talking about that left-handed guard that played at Ranger Junior College, wore a headband. Yeah, and I couldn't pronounce his name, but I knew who he was talking about. And it seems like an eternity ago that we played that game. This team is better. Sneaky Final Four good, because the volume of threes that they make and the percentage of those threes that they shoot that they make, and then they're so committed to keeping the ball out of the paint. And so, like when you look at their analytics, it's easy to see what they're trying to do offensively, but it's also really easy to see what they're trying to do defensively. And so it's almost a contrast in styles in what they do. And that's hard to accomplish. And I think the connectivity of their team is obvious from just watching them on film. I don't know any of the players, but I thought that team that we played was really good. I think this team is better. And I think their ability to execute what Coach has changed and adjusted on both sides of the ball is really good.
From your perspective, Andre Mills had 19 points, but went a little bit quiet in the second half. What do you see from him?
Well, this is his 28th game. He's had a great month, dramatically better in the month of February than he was in the month of January. Similar to what Coach said yesterday in media availability, I think the scouting report on Dre has changed somewhat. As it relates to maybe ball screen coverage, I think his efficiency still has a long way to improve. I think our program this season, this team, we're so dependent on trying to skew our points per possession offensively from free throw makes. And like any coach, we want to make more than the opponent attempts. And tonight, they shot 17 more than we made. So we didn't get fouled, and Dre is a guy that we need to get fouled, but then we fouled too much as well. And so I don't know if it was specifically Dre. We were 7 of 8, which we're happy we shot 88%, but that's not enough points for us relative to our deficiencies offensively. And then you're just it's just bad math when as many threes as they shoot and as many threes as they make. And we were better. We held them under their typical volume of threes. We held them under their three-point field goal percentage. But I would say that is probably the most most free throws they've made in any game this year against a Power 4 team. We just fouled too much.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. Once everyone's ready, we'll put questions for Sam and Braden.
Sam, just from an effort, just like kind of making the winning plays standpoint, what flipped? And Coach kind of talked about, like, it looked like you guys were down 20. It was a 3-point game, some of the body language stuff. What did you see that kind of flipped the switch for you guys in the second half?
I thought Maryland did a really good job coming out of the half, just playing with more effort, especially on the offensive glass. I think they got to +8 rebound margin at one point, and we were able to come back and win the rebounding margin, which was one of the keys of our game. So once we adjusted to kind of their adjustment, that's when it started to flip, and we threw different defense at them. But, yeah, a lot of it was just getting those rebounds where we get into offense quicker and run in transition. That's really when the game flipped.
The way you were able to impact tonight's game, not just shooting, but hustle and on the glass, how much of that is an effect of just your body being better right now and being healthier than you were the past couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things Coach Hoiberg talks about a lot is when the shot's not falling, go do something to make a play, get that energy going that other way. So I think getting on the floor, going after rebounds and stuff like that kind of just got me back in, and I think that really helps with the confidence with getting the ball going in the hoop.
What did you see from Braden in that regard tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he was making all the hustle plays, and that's one thing that we know Braden is crazy talented and like can do some things that a lot of us can't do. But when he does the little things like that, we're a really tough team to beat, and I thought he did an amazing job of that. I think part of that is probably his body feeling better to where you can make those plays more often. But, yeah, Braden was awesome today, and we needed every bit of it.
What's the importance behind this group having a win at all cost mindset in these types of games while you guys are getting closer entering a postseason where it's win or go home every game?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, you can't take Big Ten wins for granted. There was a time where we lost, like, the first 12, I think, my freshman year or something along those lines. And even though you're not playing a team at the top of the conference, you have to take these games seriously, and you can appreciate winning these games. So, I mean, every game is a must-win in our minds. That's why this group has gotten so many wins, because we treat every game the same. And I don't think that's much of an issue with treating games like must-wins or not doing that. But, yeah, every game just have to have that same focus going into it, trying to win it with all of your might.
Braden, how much fun is it when there's moments in the second half, Sam gets a turnover, breakaway, and you throw it down, kind of ignite the crowd in a moment like that?
I think the crowd, all credit to the crowd. I mean, it's just a lot easier when the crowd has our back, and it carries a lot of momentum throughout the whole game. And I think that stretch there kind of just – the crowd really helped us out and got us through that little slump we came out in the first half and got us over that, and then that's why we were able to dominate in the second half, late of the second half.
Sam, you were on Mills for a while there. Just what makes him tough, and what adjustments did you make to handle him in the late in the second half?
Yeah, he's so explosive, and that play that they were going to is tricky. A lot of NBA teams run it. We run it at times, and you don't know if you're switching it or not, so you can get downhill. And since he's so explosive, he gets that first step on you, he's getting to the rim, and he can make shots, made some really tough threes, and can obviously finish around the rim and make plays with the pass too. So once we kind of adjusted to how we guarded that play is when the thing kind of started to flip. But, yeah, I mean, his first step is extremely quick, and he's going to be a hell of a player.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you just about working your way back from the ankle injury. Are you able to just describe what it was like trying to play maybe not at full strength in those first couple games and now compared to where you are now?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was confidence in coming back, and with my injury, I wasn't able to get in the gym outside of practice and everything. So now that I'm kind of feeling better and doing better outside of that I can get back in and see the ball go in the hoop. And I think the confidence is really just the biggest thing for me, and just seeing it go in the hoop outside of practice. And that's kind of what carried over to these last two games.
Sam, I know you guys are very process-oriented, not looking too far ahead. But Buzz just said you guys are sneaky Final Four good. In his words, to hear that from an opposing coach you just beat, how validating is it for the work that you are putting in, right now?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're very process-oriented, so we're going to take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, it's good to hear other teams' coaches that think we're a good team, but obviously there's a long way to go, and we're going to keep focusing on trying to get as high up as we can in the league for the regular season, and then let the rest take care of itself. And, we've been to the tournament before, and it didn't go well. So we're just focused on getting back to it and then taking it one game at a time.
Saying he's looking forward to going with you guys out to the West Coast. can it be a useful experience to bond out there before you get to the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think our team's really close already, and it's not like we necessarily need the bonding. But, yeah, I do think it's going to be fun to be able to get out there and be with the guys for, I think, 5 days or so. And we haven't really had that yet. So it's going to be really fun. And we got 2 chances to pick up really good wins and keep adding to our resume. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And you for sure can have definitely some fun memories from it.
Anything else from players? Thank you, guys.
You guys.
Appreciate you guys.